we are about to go live. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Vobes show. A show that normally starts at 8 o'clock. Owing to a slight delay, I've had to have a haircut and I couldn't find which follicle it was that needed a trim. If you take your seats now, please, ladies and gentlemen, prepare your popcorn and all the delights that you have ready, then the show can commence. Thank you. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting
Vobes show.
Yes, another exciting Vobes show on the 24th of January.
Don't ask me questions.
Don't ask me. I'm just not ready. Are you looking a bit washed out? Do you feel washed out?
Probably.
Are you?
Always washed out.
I can change your work, special technique. There we go. Hope we're not too dark for you now, ladies and gentlemen. It's anyway, it doesn't matter. Hello and welcome to another exciting Vobes show. On the Vobes show tonight, we have what Jeff Kellison calls gummy bears, but what we call
Jelly babies.
Jelly babies. They're going to be having a nice little chinwag and acting out a scene, apparently. Also on tonight's show, we have tea. Very lovely tea. And of course, these are the lovely teapots that were purchased and sent over from overseas by the wonderful Rammy Boo, otherwise known as Lisa Fox.
Yay.
Which is all very exciting. And also, we have another surprise, a What's in the Box, which will give you a little sneak preview shortly. However, before all that, lovely Julia, who have we got out there in the Vobosphere?
We have Anne Osborne, hello.
Hello.
Andrew Norris, hello. Francesco Bellringer, Ed Loud, David Keel, The Veg Grower Podcast, Mikey Stevens, Nigel Sadler, Ramiboo 2, Mariette Genealogy, D for Bricks, Wendy Lowry. Yep, we've covered those. Hello, everybody.
Lovely to see you. And if your name hasn't been rung out, then...
Fiona Cooper, hello.
Nice to see you. Let me just bung that onto live chat so we get...
Make sure we get everybody's messages.
Everybody's. We'll do our best to read out your messages. It's a Friday, ladies and gentlemen. It is so exciting. Next Friday, of course, don't forget to tune in for the Brexit party on the Vobes show. Oops, didn't meant to say that word. But anyway, we're having a bit of a party tonight. We've got lots of exciting things. We're gasping for a cup of tea, and we have got some tea in our wonderful new and quite hot now because they are steaming pots, little teapots that we've got. We've also got, and I should just say, just so you know, we're brewing up some Lady Grey with a hint of zany orange, it says, which will be very exciting. Also, we have a What's in the Box.
A What's in the Box.
Should we have a sneak preview?
I think we should.
Ladies and gentlemen, can't guarantee if you see anything, but here is a quick preview sneaky of what's in it.
I wonder what that is.
That's a bit of a giveaway, that one.
No kidding. I told you to put it right at the top.
Oh, look at that. What is it? This is a bit of live footage going straight back to Julia's house. We've been very clever in tonight's show. This goes back to Julia's house. And I believe...
See, that's what took so long. I was laying the lead all the way down here.
And Chaz is at the other end handling the camera, making sure... isn't that right, Chaz? Of course, I can't hear him and he can't hear us. But that's actually a glove puppet. Isn't it? Isn't that a glove puppet?
It's a very good one.
It's a very good glove puppet. And we may, if you're very lucky, bring the thing that you saw, that little glove puppet of that delightful little rabbit. Or is it a hare? It's a stoat. It's a stoat. That's what it is. We'll be bringing the stoat out, won't we?
Okay.
Just for the viewers' attention, because this...
Ed Loud says Grandad is here too. Maybe he can hear us.
Oh, hello, Grandad. Hello, Grandad. How are you? I bet you're glad to be not in the hospital anymore. And I hope Ed's been looking after you. He's been telling us all about it. It's been fantastic. We're rooting for you.
Sending lots of loves.
Sending you lots of loves. Hope you enjoy the show, because we're going to. So... Well, we have to, don't we?
If we don't quite like honesty, is there?
No, well, to be sitting here going, hello, it's all right, welcome to another live stream. I'm just doing a stream that's live. We also have on the show, ladies and gentlemen, just for your entertainment, we're going to subject the lovely Julia to one of these. This is the Rocky Road. Now, somebody who travels... There's also another one here.
Different flavours. Original and what's this one?
Sea salt.
Handmade marshmallow coated with dark chocolate, topped with sea salt and cashews. Sounds
Now,
nice in theory.
It says Rocky Road. Somebody that travels the Rocky Road is a man called Jeff Kellison.
Yeah.
And he's a great... Actually, he's becoming the producer of the show now.
He's a fairy godfather,
He is a fairy godfather. But by magic, ladies and gentlemen, I have rushed out while he wasn't looking... and got my camera out and took a quick photograph of his amazing truck. Would you like to see it? If you'd like to see it, you'll have to say yes. And we need at least 8 yeses to appear on the screen, and we will show you Jeff's truck. It's a lovely truck, I can tell you that much. And it's quite long and big. Well worth seeing, but we need 8 yeses.
Cool. Well, we've got some comments in about the box.
Oh, let's find out the comments about the box.
Yep, we've got... D for Brick says, a cat. Ramaboo2 says, oh, baby kitty. Francesco Bellringer says, Miss Puss the cat. Mandy of Merrimack says, itty bitty kitty. Nigel Sadler says, oh no, he's talking about something else.
That happens.
Veg Grower Podcast says, is it a light bulb in the box? Nigel Sadler says, ferret. D for Brick says, have you bought a cat, Richard? Francesco Bellringer, no, he bought a horse.
Yes.
Have you got 9 limes in the box? Said Patrick Rose. Yes. Oh, look, there's plenty of yeses there.
Have we got
3,
enough?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yes.
Yes. Oh,
yes.
Fantastic. We also have an interesting report from Italy, ladies and gentlemen. 2 videos to come in from the lovely Francesco Bellringer,
cool.
who has been out and about to show us the church and the church tower where he rings his bells. So we're going to have a bit of bong on today's show. At least, well, actually, if you count them all, 6 dongs, 2 dings, actually, and 4 bongs. I think that's how...
And a bingly bongly.
And a bingly bongly. So, but first, ladies and gentlemen, let's just see Jeff Kellison's truck. There it is. What do you make of that, lovely Julia?
It's a truck, isn't it?
It's a truck.
It's a nice shade of blue.
It's a lovely shade. Well, look, it's got bull horns on the... Is that bull horns? Is that what they call them at the front? Or something on the...
bull bars.
Bull bars.
Yeah.
To move the bulls out the way. Great big long box at the back for carrying all the goodies.
Look at all the ice on it.
I know, he's been travelling through ice. And also that great big carriage, which presumably has a little den at the back where Jeff lives. Is that right?
Little cosy bed back there and things.
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
Here we go again.
Here we go. Sorry about that.
Can't get the staff, sorry guys.
You really can't. So, what a lovely truck. Look at that. Everybody's loving it. Mm-hmm. So, how much space, Jeff, do you have in the back of that? Because have you got a bed on the top? It looked like... Hang on, I'm going to show you the picture again. You've got a tiny little window in the cabin at the top. I'm assuming that's where your bed is. And then in the back there is there a seating area where you can watch the telly and put your feet up? I'm assuming that's how it works. I hope he's still there and not nodded off. Oh, he might be driving. The other thing is because he might be driving.
Yeah.
Which could also happen. Let's just check. Cat is fast asleep there. Look at that. Breathing nicely. But don't worry. He is actually under the desk and we can kick the box and wake him up.
Don't kick the box.
No, I'm not going to kick the box. Might kick the bucket.
Don't do that either.
I think it's time for a cup of tea, don't you?
I think so.
Because we've
Parched.
I might just give mine a bit of a stir.
Good idea.
Now, these teapots, very clever teapots, because they actually have the cup built... Oh, you've got a teaspoon.
Ta-da.
I don't actually need this at the moment. So I'm going to swap that for this.
Nigel Sadler says we want to see a picture of Jeff in front of his rig.
Yes, we do. We also these great things come in small.
Yeah, I was going to say little steps.
Little steps. I'm not saying that Jeff walks with little steps. I'm sure he doesn't mince along. I don't think that's what he does. Can't imagine him mincing up to the great big truck like that. So that wouldn't be good. So yeah, now Earl Grey. Very often people don't put milk in Earl Grey, do they?
Don't they?
No. Some people just have it with a slice of lemon. Some people have it with a dash of milk. Lady Grey, I don't know. But this one, it says on the back here, it says, they say behind every great man is an even greater woman. Oh, there's lovely Julia on that little picture there. Mind you, there's also Glenn Johnson.
Yep, just checking.
It really does say that.
No.
Inspired by rolling orange and lemon groves, we developed Lady Grey for Earl Grey lovers who wanted something a little bit fruitier. We couldn't possibly play favourites, but Lady Grey will always have a special place in our hearts. So, anyway, so that's what it says.
Yeah, my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, who used to live in Titchfield.
Oh, yes.
she used to drink Lady Grey, Earl Grey. She used to keep Lady Grey in for me.
So here we are. This is how it works. It splits apart like this, and I'm going to try it without milk, and then I might put a bit of milk in it. So it's being poured now. I haven't got the teapot cam to cut to, I'm afraid, because the teapot cam
is in use.
Is down here with the sleeping furry thing. But the sleeping furry thing will be coming out. What is anybody upset with anything at the moment?
Where in Sussex says sisters are doing it for themselves.
Sisters are doing what for themselves?
Don't know.
Don't know.
Jeff Kellison says upper bunk.
It is the
sleeping.
upper bunk. Yeah.
Lower room is the dining table and a closet, and it's very cosy.
I bet it is down there. Oh, that's he's got his own little closet. So he doesn't have to dangle something out the window when he's driving along, like they do in aeroplanes. You wouldn't want to be under an aeroplane when somebody's flushing the old... Anyway, I'm going to try this tea and see if it's for me.
Need sugar.
That's very nice, actually. That's very nice. I quite like that. It's very dark, and it's... I did buy a whole load of Lady Grey, so I'm hoping that we do like it. But not only that, not only have we got our rocky roads, should we feel inclined to have a rocky road, and the jelly babies, but one of my favourites from when I was younger, Tunnock's tea cakes. If you're going to have tea, you've got to have Tunnock's. By the way, no one's paid us to say any of this.
Andrew Murphy says, I live in the Titchfield ward in Fareham. Cool.
Oh, there you go.
Ringer Owen says, I love ringing. Jeff Kellison says, thinking of doing a video next week. Bought a $60 Amazon camera.
Oh, fantastic.
I had to decipher the tiny little emoji there. Ramaboo2 says, what's your kitten's name, Julia? Good question. His name is Mojo.
Mojo! Hey, Mojo!
Named by my eldest son.
Yes, yeah. Not named by your youngest son, who's Jojo.
No, he wouldn't have a,
That would be...
So we tend to call Mojo Momo, just slightly less confusing. Mojo is his name.
Have you tried your tea?
Yes, it's lovely. I do like milk in it, though.
You can shove milk in. We've got a teapot.
John Berger says, is anyone upset? I'm upset because I'm still at work for the next 100 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, John. I do apologise. But you'll be pleased to know that I've taken your advice and I have wired the thing into the What's-It. So any minute now, expect an explosion. I tell you what, whilst we're just having a bit of sipping of our tea, let's find out what it's like to be a bell ringer in Italy. Lovely Francesco has been out and about in his town. He made this 15-minute video for us, but he has actually narrowed it down to 2 1-minute segments. So that's very kind of you. Actually, I would like to see a bit more because what you showed of the village with the windy, narrow streets looked really interesting. But the church that we're going to see is also very fascinating. So, Francisco, take it away.
So here we are, arrived at the church. It's a lovely little church, and it's got 5 bells, in the tower up there. As you can see, there's 5, 2 on one side and 1 on each of the others. We'll have a look at that in a minute. First, let's go in. Have a look. So I ring the bells here twice a week for the services on Sunday and Thursday. In silence. So the church is decorated with mosaics on every wall and the floor. As you can see what I'm walking on at the moment. It's the altar. And you can see these wonderful mosaics on each wall. Up there's the organ, though it's not used much. It's still there, so that's good. This is the chancel. That's the altar. That's the way into the tower, in there. Can't go in there now. And this is the, can't really see it because it's so dark. This is the small service bell. I'm just going to give it a tiny dom.
Ding ding! Yeah, the bus will be arriving any minute. No, I'm only joking. Part 2 will be. Sorry, I think I just blasted the sound out there. Part 2 will be coming up very soon. So, how's your tea?
Lovely.
Lovely.
I did put milk in it and then I drank it, and so I've poured my second cup.
Oh, gosh, there we go.
It is quite a big cup too.
Yeah, you get a big
quite
cup.
impressive.
Mine's a nice sedate cup, but I can just top mine up. What I like doing with these is to get the fire going, sit in my lovely armchair, have one of these there when I'm reading my books. You don't have to get up because you can, get about at least 2 big mugs out of it, which is fantastic. Usually, by the time I've drunk the first one, I'm asleep. The fire, the books, the tea.
Do you know what? I do think it's actually quite a lot nicer without the milk.
Yeah, I think it's nicer without the milk, personally. I haven't put
To
milk
new
in
habits. Yeah, nice.
And probably less healthy.
What?
What?
Yeah, what?
Right.
What? Yep.
Do you think it's time to pull out the animal?
I think so.
Should we kick the
Although
box?
he's now settled down.
Oh, is he-
No,
is
let's
he-
not kick the cat.
Kick the. Look at that. He's still in the big fur ball. But I'm sure he'd like to. I'm sure the lovely audience would love to see him. So,
Okay.
oh look, hang on. There is a head.
Hey, Momo.
Hey, Momo, it's time to come
Hi,
out.
kitty. Do you want to rescue the camera?
Oh yes, I'll rescue the camera. Hold on. Rescuing the camera now. And whilst that's happening, you're bringing that up. I've got to climb under the desk again.
These are really good carriers, by the way.
Are they?
Yeah, you've got this little pet hole there. You've got a handle that locks into place. You've got little buttons either side you can use to unlock it. It locks into place there and unlatches. There we go. And so it's a nice big area to pull your cat out of. Or rabbit. They're not very cheap though, but worth it. Good sturdy carrier. And this is Mojo.
Hello, Mojo.
Say hello.
Now, why is Mojo in the studio, Joe? I mean, Julia.
Well, I'm going away for a night, and I've got three older cats.
You've got 3 older cats.
3 older cats, yes.
Yes.
And they're all on senior food,
You might have to talk a bit louder into the microphone.
they're on senior food, which has slightly less nutrition because they don't need as much, and they'll get fat otherwise. And he's on kitten food, which is packed with nutrition because he needs it.
He's coming out the box. Is he allowed out the box? Is he coming?
Yeah,
on
I
the...
just don't want him to go and explore everything and unattach
unattach the
wires
wires
and things.
Yes,
Like
that's
we've
true. We
had
may go off air.
experience with cats before on the show.
So he's staying the night here.
Yes.
At my place.
So that he
I've got lumbered. I mean, I offered very kindly to
Yeah,
say that the
well-
cat could stay tonight with me here. I've got a nice old-fashioned coal bunker which I can shove him in down at the end of the garden. I've actually buried it about 6 foot down because I didn't need it, didn't know what to do with it. So I buried it in the garden at the far end. So how do you fancy that?
You want a tweet?
You're going to have your tweet? Oh, look, it's having a sniffle. Let's get some sniffle vision.
I don't think he wants it at the moment. It's all a bit much, maybe.
Total hush there,
that one
ladies
was
and
too
gentlemen.
small then.
Total hush.
I have got
Yes.
this cat harness.
A cat harness?
Yeah, all of mine are trained to accept the harness.
So is this what, for taking a cat for a walk?
Well, there are many different circumstances in which having a cat on a harness is useful.
Right, name one.
Going away and having to take one of the cats with you.
Oh, okay. That was a good one. Yeah, you got out of that one all right.
Yeah, and if, for example, if they've had an operation or something and they've got stitches, as long as the stitches are nowhere where the harness would sit, then you're good.
So you're going to put the cat harness on?
I'm going to see if he'll how he'll feel about it.
Mike Dixon says that's the poshest cat carrier I've ever seen. Francisco says it's Cat the cat. Ringer Owen's got to go. Bye for now. Patrick Rose says Eldwarf, LOL. Posh, Posh for posh travelling. Of course, thanks to Francisco for that. And Where in Sussex says, I was thinking you'd keep him in the Essie, nice and warm. Well, there is always that opportunity if things don't go to plan. And it's most likely that they won't go to plan. And if I run out of logs, which actually I am running out of logs, I must get some
scissors in here.
No, I've got some in the kitchen. Do you want me to fetch them?
I might be able to slide it out,
I can.
I might not.
Do you want me to fetch them?
If you wouldn't mind.
Right, hang on. I've just got to go to the kitchen. Keep them entertained whilst I leave the studio. Just leaving the studio.
Let's get Mojo out.
Ouch! Just tripped over his box.
Don't kick the bucket, whatever you do.
I'll try not to kick the bucket.
Ooh. So, he's well, I think he's doubled since I think he's 3 times as big as he was when he first arrived. He's not quite a Hitler cat.
Hitler?
Yes, someone said Hitler cat. Didn't spot who though. Where in Sussex says, in Finland you aren't allowed to have cats on leads in city areas such as Helsinki. I wonder why.
Helsinki?
Or is it? Yeah.
Well, if hell was to sink one day, that would be a bit like the Titanic. I wonder if they said that in the Titanic land. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going over to our special sponsored reporters here, especially for Jeff. We have the Jelly Baby news. They are a bit out of focus. There we go. Whoops, can't get the camera still. So over to the Jelly Babies. And Jelly Babies, what are you thinking of the cat? Well, to be honest with you, we're quite worried. Yeah, we are worried. Why is that? Well, you know, he might lick us to death. And it is said that a cat has a very rasping tongue.
Yeah, it does say that. It does actually say that.
Well, let's ask the lovely Julia if that's true. Do cats have a very rasping tongue?
Well, they do actually, yes.
Why is it that cats have a very rasping tongue?
For a couple
lovely
of
Julia.
reasons.
Oh, hang on. What couple of reasons... I'm sorry, just reading the autocue. What couple of reasons is it that the cats have a very rasping tongue?
Well,
the
first of all, they use it to comb their own fur.
Oh,
Second
do
of
they?
all, it helps to latch up liquid when they lap.
When they lap it up.
Yeah.
And is it true that cats like a saucer of milk, or is that just an old wives' tale?
Well, they do like cream and milk, but
It's not good for them,
yeah,
is it?
the lactose isn't good for them, so they have to have lactose free or reduced.
I like toast. I can't bear it. If I lack toast in the morning, I find it difficult because I need something to put my Marmite on. And putting it on my fingers is all very well, but it's not necessarily significant. Let's find out if our 2 roving reporters are going to be eaten
I'm not sure if I put this on right.
by
This
the
is
cat. Do 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 do. Oh, hello.
That's mighty.
That's mighty.
Not for kitties.
So here, cat, are you going to eat this gummy bear? I mean this... Are you going to eat this? What's that? See, no interest in sweets. No interest
Good,
at
because
all.
it's probably not good for him.
No.
Anyway, shape or form. Tell you what, though. think they're good for me.
They're good for me. I've just gobbled him up. And the other.
No.
Don't do it.
Care for a
Go
jelly
on.
baby?
Have one, why don't you? We've got a tea party going
Wasn't
on
there
here.
one of the viewers last on Wednesday maybe was called Care for a Jelly Baby? Isn't
Is that their name? Care for a Jelly Baby?
Yes, their YouTube name.
Oh, I
Isn't
see.
that a Doctor Who reference?
The Veg Girl podcast says there's a double negative in where in Sussex. Oh, did we miss this double negative? No, not cats. Not allowed cats.
Oh,
not
cats
on
without
leads.
leads are not permitted. Fair enough.
Permitted where?
In Helsinki, cats without leads are not
Oh,
permitted.
cats without leads are not permitted.
That's fair enough because, well, they do poop in everyone's gardens, and you have to go to great lengths to try and encourage them to do it in certain places in your own garden if you want to let them out.
Ed Loud says, Julia, if you put fancy dress horns on your cat and train them to say moo, they might scare it. I mean, cheap. Did you hear that?
Who said that?
That was Ed Loud. Now look, there's the harness is on. It's very good, isn't he? He's very obedient, isn't he? What an obedient cat.
I'm not convinced I've put it on correctly.
He does look like a miniature cow, though. I am slightly worried. Have you just gone underneath to see if he's got any? What do the cows have?
He's definitely male
boobers,
for a start.
boobies.
He's
Have they got
definitely male for a start, so he wouldn't
one
have an
little
udder.
booby, two little booby, three little booby for milking.
Yes.
Yes.
Males don't have udders.
They have other things, though.
They do have udder things.
Bum bum. Does he
But,
have a little dangly thing?
He has a little male.
Male dang.
Cat
Yes, a
thing.
cat. Yes, a cat. what, if it's not a cat, is it like dogs, where the dog is the male and the bitch is the female? Is the cat the male and what is the female?
A queen. A
So-
queen.
A queen
Yeah. A fully mature and reproducing female is a queen.
is a queen. Gosh, it's a good job that we don't have a queen here.
Well, I've got two queens at home.
Yes, I bet you have. And what about the animals, though?
Ha!
Ba-dum-bum. Oh dear. My husband and I. Shush.
Oh, gosh.
Get back in your box.
Oh, good gosh.
Good gosh. Mike Dixon says stroking our cats releases, oh, here we go, oxytocins and
Yes, it does.
serotonin. Sarah has been toning and she looks pretty trim now. She's quite fit, old Sarah, since she's been toning. In both of us and our cats. That's why we love them and that's why they love us. It's all that serotonin and oxyacetylene equipment. Glad to know you've got the oxyacetylene equipment out there, Mike. Patrick Rose says lions use their rough tongues to tear the flesh on their prey. I'm glad that is not any bigger, your cat. It's attacking you now.
He wants to play.
How old is little
He's
Mojo?
3 months. He's had his first set of inoculations, so he's got another set in just under 3 weeks.
Now the weird thing is you got this from your in-laws.
The kitten, yes.
The kitten. And you're going up to see your in-laws and
Yes.
you're not taking the kitten with you.
Well, no, I think up to Birmingham is a bit too far to take him
That's 3
unnecessarily.
hours in a car, isn't
Yeah,
it?
4 hours.
Well, it should be only 3 hours to Birmingham unless you're going very slowly.
Well, it used to be when we lived in Fareham area,
Oh, fair enough then.
Gosport actually.
Now,
but-
from here, I can get to Birmingham in 3.
yeah,
I can
that's,
get
that's,
to
that's
Shrewsbury.
with you driving.
Yes, that's with me driving. I can get to Shrewsbury in 3.5.
Yeah, but we have kids with us and
Oh,
we have
yeah.
to stop and,
Oh, yes, that's true. I forgot. yeah,
change
just-
nappies and
Yes,
toilet
I forgot.
breaks.
Yes, because I don't. When I get in my car, I tend not to stop. Who else gets in their car and can't be bothered to stop? And has what's known in the trade as a 6-hour bladder. I'm sure there is. Ed Wolf says, why did the jelly baby go to...
Elfwald.
Yes, that's the one, Elfwald. Why did the jelly baby go to school? Because he wanted to be a smarty. Bum bum. Very good. Keep the jokes coming.
Only smarties
Floating
have
our
yoncha.
boat says definitely no milk. Oh, I'm glad you're out there floating boat. It's Richard and Fran. Hello, Richard and Fran. I've had to cancel my trip up to Chertsey. Not Chertsey. To Chester. I've had to... I get Chertsey and Chester. They're in two completely different parts of England. I've had to cancel my trip. I was going to message you this weekend and, I was hoping to see you like Monday or Tuesday. But definitely going to come up. Maybe on another trip I'll drag the lovely Julia. And if she can't make it, I'll drag the lovely Mojo. And we'll come and see. Look at that. Ah, because I do want to get... But the weather is so grim at the moment. And I was going up to fly my drone.
It's not so cute.
Go on, attack.
Not so cute.
It's very cute. Look, just
Really
think,
hard.
we have a cat on the internet. Our viewing figures must be going through the roof.
Yeah, it's a young cat too.
It's a young
kitten.
yes, there we go. We must have 1 million viewers now. Because that's how the internet works, ladies and gentlemen. Never mind that you've got a canal boat or a car and you travel around making lovely documentaries about your life and the things you get up to, and you actually do stuff. All you need to succeed on YouTube or on the internet or anywhere is to have a cat and take pictures of it. That seems to be the actual trick. However, there are 8 billion trillion, Vince Hillian makes you quite illion, cats in the world at the moment. So maybe it will eventually die off as a thing. All you need now are wagon wheels. Yeah, wagon wheels would be good actually, but we do have tea cakes, Tunnock's tea cakes. Now I love the caramel. I know you don't like the caramel ones, but these are the these are the what do you call these? I did say that
Tea
white
cakes.
fluffy stuff. Marshmallow. The mellow from the marshes, which used to come from the plant. That's nice and out of focus. I think Madonna had these on her bra, didn't she, at one point?
Oh dear.
In the old days, when you could get away with that sort of humour and weren't beaten up for being called names. Anyway, here we are, lovely Julia.
Thank you.
That's it. Now, you said you hadn't had marshmallow since you were an ugly fellow. So
No, I've not tried a
have you
a
not
tea
tried one
cake.
of these? These are little
time.
boobies, aren't they? Or, actually, less rude, they look like bell pushes in hotels.
Yes.
Do you remember the old...
Ding ding ding.
The old-fashioned
Manuel?
bell puss? Bell puss. I don't know.
Oh, he's off.
I think that's a Freudian something.
I have to say that, by the way, that harness was not
ding.
working out for us.
Oh, was it not?
No.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh. I think that one went a bit wonky. Next week, by the way, you'll see a couple of lardy people on the show.
Dong, 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 dong.
And when we come and sit down, we'll need reinforced chairs. But don't worry. There's no joke coming after that.
Yeah. There you go.
Have you tried it yet?
I'm about to.
Good.
I was just refitting the harness, the cat into the harness.
Now, I want to know what your reaction is on that.
It's marshmallow, chocolatey and biscuity.
Is it nice, though?
It's pleasant.
Good. It wasn't... Because when you first showed, you went,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I almost turned my nose up, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
Sorry about that.
No,
Didn't mean to
that's
be
all right.
rude.
Because I ran over to the shop that's near me and got in the long queue of 2 people and ordered the Tunnock. I also asked for some fork handles, but they didn't have any. Francesco says, "Oh, Mark, that's terrible. That is terrible." Linda Kane says, "They're not like they used to be. Marshmallow is different." Yeah, this is, I have to say, marshmallow used to be quite thick and creamy.
Yep, look, he's come straight out of that again. I think I'll be taking that back.
When I used to see Harriet, a lady that I used to have a relationship with, who lived up north, and you may see her in some of the videos I've done when I was in Shropshire, she's got a little Dachshund called Lola. And Lola is not much bigger than you, actually. She had a little collar thing.
He'll probably be bigger than her when he's fully grown.
Yeah, probably.
He's going to be a big boy.
And anyway, this
Big kitty.
this little Lola would get out of the harness that she had on. Somehow I said she should call him Houdini.
Her.
Yes, her. But you could call this one Houdini. Who? Deanie? Yes, call him Deanie. Because he's teeny weeny. Oh, never mind. I like Tunnock's caramel biscuits. Yes, Mark, they're my preference. I like those over the other things because the Tunnock's, they're not as sickly. These I can't eat more than one. It's probably a good thing. We now have...
Yeah, that's very, very sweet, isn't it?
We now have the cat on the table.
Yeah.
Well, hang on a minute.
I will attest to the fact that this marshmallow does not taste like it used to. Because I actually like this.
It's having a good sniff round, though. This is live, ladies and gentlemen. If you've just tuned in and you were expecting to get the Antiques Roadshow, You've got an old duffer with glasses. You've got a glamorous young lady with purple hair. And you've got a young kitty. You may remember the Bruce Forsyth episode where it's, "Here, kitty! Who remembers that? Became a bit of a thing. I can't remember. Was that on the Generation game? "Here, kitty! It's funny how these things stay with you. No, you can't operate the
Might
equipment.
want to catch him.
You can't operate the equipment. You can sit on my head. There we are. I think that's the perfect place for you.
The perfect.
The perfect place. Yeah, it's actually a very lovable cat because he doesn't get phased, does he? He does. No, you can't go over there. No, because you're going to do damage. You have to stay up on here.
Barbara Charles says Jaffa cakes beat tunnocks. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yes, I should have got Jaffa cakes. I do apologise.
No, but it's good to try something different.
Now, you at one time had a snake, didn't you, Julia?
I did.
What was that like to keep a snake?
It was snaky.
Yeah, what kind of snake was it? Was it an anaconda?
No, he was a.
Was it a barbaraconda?
He was like the beginner snake for snake keepers.
The beginner snake?
Yeah, that's kind of how they're viewed. The corn snake. It was a corn snake.
Oh, did he eat corn?
No,
You'd find them in corn.
They originate from places where you'd have grown corn in America. Until they were domesticated, and they diverged slightly from what they look like in the wild. So you get colours, bright orange colours, bright yellow colours, and they actually created a lavender kind of shaded one. I'd have loved to have had one. But...
When you say they created one, was it mean artificial?
Created through breeding.
Oh, I see. It's not genetic. It's genetic.
Well, that is genetic modification.
Yes, but natural.
On a basic.
It's not. They haven't gone in with scissors and taken out a couple of.
Well, they've been specifically taken two specimens and put them together.
Yes.
So it's not in. Well, yes, it's.
But they didn't do it in a laboratory.
No.
No, that's what I'm getting at. You know, where they take out the DNA, they put it into a petri dish, mix it up.
Yes,
with
but it's not
flour
natural selection. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, right. Because the two snakes wouldn't normally meet each other.
Not necessarily.
Right.
Well, anyways.
If they had, that's what would have happened. If Darwin had got there, he would have discovered it. But you discovered it first.
Nature has no reason to create a lavender-coloured or a yellow-coloured corn snake. That's why they are the colour they are in the wild, because it works for them.
Oh, yes, of course. Whereas a lavender... Now, your snake used to drop its skin everywhere, didn't it?
Yeah. Every few months or so.
It would, and it was almost like a perfect replica. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. We're just being slightly attacked here. If you can be slightly attacked. And...
What's up?
Oh, you've got it. So you could look in the snake's cage and you could see 2 or 3 of these snakes and not actually know which is. It's like that bit in James Bond. Do you remember the James Bond? I think it was with Roger Moore, where he went into a room and there were a number of cardboard cutouts or wax figures. I don't know what they were. Was that in Live and Let Try? Try to Die. Live and Leave Me Alone. Whichever that. Has anyone seen the new James Bond, by the way, as it happens? And have you seen 1917? That's supposed to be a good film. I've been hearing rave reviews about 1917 and this one take.
That was a whole tonic.
Oh, that was
tea cake.
Yeah, don't roll back suddenly.
Dave Ford says, yes, Richard, Here Kitty Kitty was from the Generation game. Bruce F. was interviewing a lady who had a deaf cat, hence the shouting.
Oh, yeah. Golly, Dave Ford, you've got a good memory. That must have been, was that in the 70s? That was like the first series. Because I worked on the Generation game when Bruce Forsyth came back. I met Bruce Forsyth when I used to work in the era, it must have been in the 90s or something, or the late 80s, early 90s, when they brought it back. And they used to need people to try out the games for the cameras and also pretend to be the guests. Now, this didn't go out, but I was one of the team that would pretend to be the guests, and Bruce would come up. I'm sure I've spoken about this before. And Bruce would come up and work out the jokes that he was going to have when he introduced the real couple in. We didn't get to do anything. We just had to stand there, and the cameras would just cut to us. And it was really for the technicians. It was like the dress rehearsal, really. The Man with the Golden Gun. Oh, yeah, maybe it was The Man with the Golden Gun. That's right. Thanks very much. John Berger says the new Bond isn't out till April. Oh, isn't he? Oh, that's all right then. So nobody's seen it. I've seen the trailer for it. He just looks much, much older, which, of course, he has got older. But Mark Sewer says, I do want to see 1917. May drag Nikki to see it next week. My son Billy has seen it and he says it's absolutely amazing. I've seen a behind the scenes because it was interesting to see how they film it. And actually, I don't know if you've seen the behind the scenes, but when they were making 1917, I did get a phone call actually by the DOP, the Director of Photography, and he said, what gimbal do I use in the Bald Explorer? He says, we've been watching the Bald Explorer and we love the way that you've got the stabilisation. I said, well, it was a GoPro 7 mostly. And they said, oh, we might use that on this big feature film. So, just be aware that, of course, if it hadn't been for me giving them the nod, that it's all down to the patrons who've been supporting me to get the GoPro 7. And now I've got the GoPro 8. I should have told them to wait to get the GoPro 8. They could have done a better job. But that would have been probably called 2020 instead of 1917. So that was interesting. Not very. Mark Selwood, like my posts, they do caramel wafers, the best biscuits in the world, apparently, according to Robert Croser. Nice to see you. To see you nice, of course, was Bruce Forsyth's famous catchphrase. Patrick Rose, apropos of James Bond, presumably, other than finding an excuse to say it, says pussy galore. We have our own pussy galore here in the studio. Hello, Kitty. Hello, Kitty, Kitty! Kitty!
Ooh,
Kitty!
Scare the kitten.
Scare the kitten. Scare the kitten. Did you work the conveyor belt? Says Nigel Sadler. I sat behind the conveyor belt and I saw somebody with a handle like this, turning it. There was two doors which were opened by two burly blokes, and the conveyor belt was about. If I'm sitting here like this, that's the conveyor belt. Hello.
Hi.
If I'm sitting in the middle here, and the doors open like that, the conveyor belt ended. Where's my arm? There. The conveyor belt ended about here, and about there. It wasn't very long. And these two blokes, one was shoving something on and it would go blah, 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 blah. And the other one would grab it off, which is often why you saw the hands come in before it had gone across. It really was so naff when you saw how it was done. And someone was winding the conveyor belt, everything, because it all had to be struck very easily. Mike Dixon says, my sister-in-law and her husband are at the cinema watching 1917. She regrets going. She should be watching the Vobes show. A little bit more money went into 1917. They managed to get an extra couple of quid. So whilst we're here sitting having tea, we're not being bombed or shot at. So, there's a consolation there.
What's he on about?
Something.
Wait, you've messed up my set.
Oh, soggy. What are you making there? Oh, hang on. We're making something. This is the lovely Julia's.
Oh, we ain't got a barrel of money. Maybe we're ragged and funny, but we'll travel the road, sharing our load, side by side. Yeah, get it? Rocky Road, yeah?
That's the Rocky Road, folks! The cat is on the floor.
Might want to catch him.
The cat is actually on the floor. Come on, little cat. Come on. So I've got this little beast tonight to contend with. Now, whilst we bash the cat on the head with a large brick, let's go back to seeing what Francisco Bellringer is up to. Now, if you remember, last time we saw him, he was in Benidorm on the beach, surrounded by a bevy of babes. Well, he's gone back into the church now. And he's going to do something fascinating and interesting in a minute when I've lined it all up. He's going to carry on from where he was, dinging the bells, and then he's going to show us the bell tower. Over to you, Francesco.
Francesco.
Thank you.
They ring that before every service. So yeah, it's a lovely church. And I'm going to take you outside. This is the little square at the front of the church where I was before. Now I'm going to take you to see the tower. As I say, there are 5 bells. They're all rung manually by rope. No electronics except for the clock. The clock's electric. Ring and Rolly won't be happy about that. This is the back of it.
Well, there we are. 4 lovely bongs. But I don't think Francesco was the one responsible for that.
San Francesco.
Nigel, thank you so much for sending that in. I know you had a bit of an issue with the internet getting it over here, but we got it in the show, and that's absolutely superb. Nigel Sadler says, just a tray width either side of the opening. Yes, that's right, on the conveyor belt. That's exactly it. Mark Selwood says 1917 had a big budget walk with Ringer Ollie and St Margaret's in West Hoathly. Yes, that's right. We had a huge budget there, which was rather good. Patrick Rose says new Bond creator Vobes. Yes.
Character.
Yes, that's right. I just need the cat. Actually, if we could shave the cat, we could have like Dr.
No, just
Evil.
get a Sphinx cat because they're lovely.
Is that what that cat was in Dr. Evil? In Austin Powers.
It would have been a Sphinx cat.
A Sphinx cat.
You have to actually chamois them with the chamois cloth.
Yes, that's true.
It is true.
Yes. Do you?
Yes.
With a chamois cloth?
Yeah.
I mean, the chamois cloth is a bit like their skin, isn't it?
A bit.
I mean, you get confused.
No,
if you were to wrap a chamois...
The chamois cloth is dry and absorbent. It can take the oil that would go through and penetrate the animal's hair and fur. It takes that and it smudges it in and keeps the skin moist and stuff as well, and takes off the excess because obviously they've got no fur to absorb all that oil that comes out of their skin.
So they genuinely are. They're not shaved to look like that.
They're not shaved.
Or shorn.
They're naked cats.
Naked cat. Don't they get cold, or do they live in hot climates?
That's why they're usually indoor cats.
Oh, I see. Oh,
they have jumpers.
Are they bred to be indoor cats?
Well.
I mean,
I know they're naked.
I know they're not bred, obviously. I mean, they look like a French loaf, but they're obviously not. That's a bit of a shame. So Mark Selwood says, what a wonderful place in the world, Francesco. Yeah, no, listen, I would like to see more of the village. Go and take your camera and wander around the village, because those narrow little lanes look fascinating. It's a real old-fashioned medieval place, a bit like York. Parts of York, not the parts of York that's on the industrial estate that I once went up to. I was told, going up to York to do some corporate filming. I thought, York, where the buildings are almost kissing the lovely 3-storey timber frame buildings from the medieval time, and they sent me to a rather naff industrial estate. It was not what I expected. So there we go. We're in Sussex. More cat facts on MewTube. Yes, we'll try and find some more of those next time. You can tune into Meow Meow. Apparently that's a new drug that you can take. And Andrew Norris says the bell would call your servant, Nigel. Yes, that would be... Nigel's house is palatial, and you would need a very loud bell to get his servant to get up there. Is there any of these left? Oh, no. Francesco Bellringer says there are a lot more little villages exactly like that. I can go by foot. or bike. Some areas I haven't even walked to. Well, it's a relatively large country, isn't it? I mean, I know on a map it just looks like a giant boot, but I'm sure it's bigger than 1 foot. Nigel Sandler says it would be nice to see Francesca. I know I always say to people, please can you put your faces into the picture, because it's nice to see you and we can read your facial expressions so much better rather than having the camera. It's nice to have a bit of both, and if you're going to edit the video, then you've seen how I do it. Just copy the Vobes. It's very easy. Rammy Boo, you have so many bell ringers following now, Richard. You need to have a vid where you meet up with them all somewhere. Well, obviously in a bell tower, I suppose.
Yeah.
He's very well behaved, isn't he? We've got to go shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Although, actually, we did start 10 minutes late, didn't we?
We did.
We did. Here is a close-up. It's not working now, is it? Of course it's not working. Here is a close-up of the cat eating...
Nom this, not me.
There we are, look at that.
Arr, arr.
There we are. So what are you going to do with the cat when you're bored with it?
What do you mean?
Well, you know.
But he's in his forever home. Well, obviously not right now.
No.
But he has his forever family.
Oh, who are they?
That's us, the Hartleys.
Oh, the Hartleys. Very nice. Very nice. He's a very cute little cat when he plays chase the furry thing.
It's funny because he already looks so grown up to me now.
Yeah, because when you had him, he was really, really
He was
tiny.
just 10 weeks old.
Mind you, when you had your baby,
He was really
tiny. And that's a funny thing. I've noticed anything that you have in your hand grows.
Yeah.
Which is a bit weird. Where in Sussex says, my face is in the London boat trip video. Is it? Ask for the mitt back if you can find your way there, as long as you've got an eye or two. What's your face doing in that video? Were you driving the boat or something and they were making a video? All I've done, says Francesco Bellringer, as in I've gone to the church in that village, but I haven't walked around much of the other areas. Well, there we are. There's a challenge for you. Rammy Boo says, meet somewhere where they can ring the bells. Well, I wonder if there's enough to have a complete
We'd have to have
what do you call
some
a
sort
group
of relay system going on, try and keep the tune going as well.
Yeah.
While they all switch and swap. And
that would be fantastic. What do you call a group?
A world record of bell ringers.
Yes. What do you call a group
bells.
of them? You know, like if you get a whole load. What do you call a gaggle of bell ringers?
Is it a clong?
Is it a clong? Can't be a dong of bell ringers. Is it a
I'm
clatter?
laughing at my own joke. Oh my gosh.
A clatter of bell ringers. That could be
Or
good.
a clangor.
A clangor, even better. A clangor. It must be a clangor of bell ringers, which would be nice. You're a minute late, run.
You're a minute late. Run, I think.
Oh, okay. So that's all right. Careful now, Nigel. I'll organise it next time I'm in the United Kingdom. Okay, thanks. Get them all together. We'll come along. We'll make a video. It'll be fun. So that's all good. Where in Sussex says, on Monday, you told me to make a video of my trip in London on Tuesday. I can't remember what the hell I say in this show.
Keep up, man, he says.
Oh, yes. I apologise. This is a moment where the real me is probably in another room somewhere having a sleep. And this is the autopilot me who says things. And then, people come back and say, you said this, that and the other. I said, I have no memory of that whatsoever. I was asleep in the other room. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
It's pretty much me most of the time.
It's a show Vobes.
It's a show Vobes. So if I said that to you, Steve, then that's what I said. You could say that I'd said anything, and it would probably be true.
Patrick Rose says a chime for a group of...
Oh, a chime.
He thinks it might be.
Yes, a chime of bell ringers.
Francesco Bellringer says band.
Band?
A band of bell ringers.
Oh, well, that's not very inventive, is it? A band? What, like in a brass band? I suppose they are musical.
Yeah.
A band. That's quite boring, though. I think we could do better than that. I think we could come up with a new term. You could make it internationally famous. Because when you think of a band, you think of people with guitars and pianos and all that kind of stuff. What do you call people who do handbells, then? Are they a band?
I guess so.
A band of handbell. What is handbell ringing? There's a
campanology, isn't it?
Oh, yes, campanology. It's funny that, isn't it? I suppose those people who sleep in tents and go to campsites, What
That
do you
must be
call them?
Bellology.
Bellonology. Must be. And of course, David Bellamy would have been the founder of it, only I'm afraid his beard killed him. But that can happen. Francisco Bellringer is going on and on about something. But Mark Selwood says a flog of bell. Well, they've got a Sally. They should be the Sally of bell ringers. A bell ringing Sally.
A cacophony, says Andrew Norris.
That's very good. You see, look, we have so many inventive and creative people out there, which is absolutely terrific. Unfortunately,
It is just called a band.
It is just called a band.
Ow!
Oh.
Sorry.
Is it a rubber band? Elastic band? A broad band? A
No
bell
claws
band?
in the knees. No claws in my legs, thank you.
So just a band. A band. Wait, is it bass? Is it bass? That's what we want to know.
Totally addicted to bass.
Bass.
Oh, wow, wow.
He loves the word bass for some reason. Bass. Is it bass? Linda Kane, band. Yeah, we got it. But the word is band.
It's banned now.
Yeah,
no
we're
more.
not allowed to say that anymore. No, he says it's an Olea. He's saying bass now. No, band. I think we're running out of steam on tonight's show. The tea has drained my energy. It's the end of the week. Next week, in 7 days' time, ladies and gentlemen, we're leaving the EU. Woohoo! Join me for the Brexit party, the preemptive party, because we don't actually leave until 11 o'clock, but I daren't go on from 8 till 11. But the shops open from 7 till 11, don't they? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Only open for 4 hours. Seems a bit...
7 a.m. till 11 p.m.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah.
Oh,
But you knew that.
I knew that, yes.
Of course he knows
just
that.
mucking about.
Just the show Vobes.
Yes, the show Vobes.
Show Vobes.
Show Vobes the door.
The show Vobes is the faux Vobes.
They're still on about a band. Look, they're still going band. Yeah, all right. Any more words on band, Francesco? And you will be banned. Stop it.
Cheryl says, Dolt, missed you again. Been watching Star Trek Picard. Oh my God, I can't wait to see that.
Is that a new thing?
I'll allow it then, Cheryl.
Is that a new thing?
Yes.
Or is it a rerun of the old?
No, it's a new thing.
Is it? That's what it called? Starship Picard?
Star Trek Picard.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Is that the actual name?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is that just a nickname?
You're making me all confused now, Star.
I want to know! Is it? What is it? Is it the nickname? What's the name? Sorry.
Way.
I'll be there in spirit, says the lovely Andrew Norris. Yes, good man. Jeff Kellerson says, Vobie, the sitter. What
The cat
do you
sitter.
get? Oh, the cat sitter. What do you get per hour? Oh, yes. That's
Continued admin assistance on social media. There's claws in my leg.
Yes, I don't get any assistance.
Harness again. I'm going to
I mean,
take that
I
back.
get the. Julia's now doing the Instagram. We're going to have to do an Instagram picture of the cat in the studio at the end of this, on the bald. By the way, if you're not following us on Instantgram, you must. You can download the app, which is very useful, and you can actually see us on your telephones when you hold them up in front of you on that lovely flat screen that they've invented. And in order to follow us, you have to follow Bald Exploring, not Explorer, Exploring.
Yes.
Someone
else nicked the other one.
Yeah, can you imagine it? Some other
baldy.
swine. We don't know, because I don't think he's posted anything.
Probably just took it
to prevent me from having it.
Yeah.
Rami Boo says
Where are you reading?
I'm reading halfway down in the middle.
A clouder.
Oh, a clouder. That's a group of cats. Crikey. Forgot you were on, says Darren Robert Dendy.
Oh, yeah.
Just been talking about the Instantgram app, Darren. We've just been explaining about it. We were filming with Darren earlier today.
Scoop.
It will be out on Monday. Darren is digging up his ancestors in a graveyard. It's quite entertaining. We gave him a shovel and a blindfold, and we told him that he had 10 minutes to find one of his long-lost grandpapas, and he found them, and he got rid of the big stone thing, and he started to dig. Unfortunately, it was rather close to the church's foundations, and now the west tower has collapsed, along with the bells. And I can tell you, there was hell to pay.
Are you done yet?
Yeah, done. Yeah,
Cool.
done. Yeah.
Sorry, Cheryl, by the way, I meant to text you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
My bad.
Cheryl. Her bad.
My
the
bad.
salty train spotter and bell ringer says, oi.
Oi, oi, folks.
Oi, oi.
Oi, oi.
Oi, oi. Robert Croser says, where's Henry? Don't know where Henry is,
No,
actually.
I haven't seen him for a while.
And Nigel Sadler says 1,049,000 viewers now, which is thanks to the cat. I'm not quite sure what that refers to. The bald cat. Yes, we're going to shave the cat afterwards. Anyway, that's it. Which one? Hang on. Jeff Kellison says, which one of the two will be more frazzled by morning? Yeah, that's true.
Ramaboo says, does Julia still do her 3 questions? What, the place ones?
The place we'll do the 3 questions.
Let's do some of that then.
Yeah, and I'm going to take my break now and have a jelly babby.
A jelly bubby.
A jelly babby.
I remember. No, what did I... I'm sure I sorted out some from last time. At the end of last show, I thought I'd picked some out for this one. Let's go for that, and... yeah, that one. Let's try not to show you what I'm actually picked out. Okay. This country is 2/3 mountain or desert. 2. An army of terracotta soldiers is buried in this country. That should give it away.
Oh, is it?
3. The Huanghe River.
The what?
The Huanghe River, I'm not sure whether I've pronounced that anywhere near correctly, is at 3,208 miles, that's 5,163 kilometres long, is also known as the Yellow River.
Yellow River, Yellow River, da 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 da.
Clues.
Yellow River.
1. This country is 2/3 mountain or desert. 2. An army of terracotta soldiers is buried in this country. The Huanghe River, at 3,208 miles or 5,163 kilometres long, is also known as the Yellow River.
Yellow River.
China, 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 China. Yes, well done, everybody. It is indeed China.
Did you know, news that's just come in reminded me, the sales of one particular brand of lager has plummeted ever since the coronavirus has suddenly taken over everywhere. People are just not buying Corona anymore.
Okay.
Thought I'd just point that out. So please keep off the lager at the moment, especially any of that Chinese stuff.
Next one. Clues.
Apparently it's because they eat bats.
1. This city was settled in 1829 by Captain James Stirling.
James T. Kirk.
James Stirling.
Oh, James Sterling.
2. A wind known as the Doctor blows over the city from the sea.
Oh.
3. Rupert Murdoch's media empire was founded here.
Oh, I know. Australia.
Yep. Do you specifically know which city?
Oh, one of them.
Or one of the cities. Just
Yeah,
start naming them.
Sydney.
Nope.
Gerald. Bobby. Bert. I don't know. I can't think of any cities in Detroit. That's not in China.
That's... We've gone back to China, have we? Okay, well,
What was the answer?
Perth, Australia.
Oh, Perth. Oh, look, Dave Ford
Dave
got
Ford.
it right.
Okay.
Dave Ford,
One
I saw
more.
a comment. Just hang on. Dave Ford, I saw a comment about Rosemary Ford or something. Did I meet her? I don't know who that was. I once saw a woman who had a lovely little baby. Rosemary's baby, it was. Quite scary, if I remember rightly. And the last one. Oh, Adelaide. Oh, yes. Marmalade, hearing aid, cherry aid, fruit aid.
Sorry, bad timing with
Have
the
you ever
jelly
been
baby.
to Catatonia?
So we've got some more guesses of Perth and Adelaide. Well,
The
it was
last
Perth.
one before we go, ladies and gentlemen, from the
One
lovely,
more.
peculiar Julia.
Ha! Thank you for that.
Pleasure.
Never heard that before.
No.
1.
Yes.
This republic gained independence in 1991.
Oh,
2.
no.
The river... Oh my gosh, how do you pronounce that? Dneiper.
Thames.
Dnieper runs through the country. Borscht is one of the national dishes.
Rosemary Ford? Oh, was
Oh yes, Bruce's assistant.
Rosemary Ford?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't Anthea Turner? It wasn't Anthea Turner, it was the other one. I'm sure it wasn't Rosemary
She was
Ford.
the bit of stuff on 90s Generation Game, says Where in Sussex.
Oh, right. Maybe it was.
Andrew Norris says, gotta go. Ciao, everybody. Ciao. Ciao, Bela.
Anyway, thank you so much.
Terrible,
Did you
terrible
say where it
accent.
was?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Any guesses? We got Ireland, Congo, Ukraine. Mikey Stevens gets it.
Well done.
Bangladesh, Czech, Russia. No, well, Mikey Stevens got that one. Well done. Nice one. Thank you, Ramaboo, for reminding us to do that.
You get the star prize of a cat, which we will have boxed up, and we will box its
Let
ears
him
in.
go.
Right, we are 2 minutes over our time now, ladies and gentlemen.
What
Thank you
a shame.
What a shame! It's the internet.
Say
you
bye-bye.
have a very strict schedule. Thank you so much to Mojo for coming in and making a great appearance. We've had over 1 million views, ladies and gentlemen, which is absolutely fantastic. Now there are cats all over the place, and we didn't get to sing anything from the Aristocrats once, which was great. I wanted to sing all the songs from 101 Dalmatians.
Everybody wants to be a cat.
Oh, no.
Because a cat's the only cat who knows where it's at.
Now, if you have a favourite song at the moment, which I thought was done by a little Asian woman, but it's not done by a little Asian woman.
No, it's
What's
done
it
by an
called?
Australian woman.
And it's called?
It's called Dance Monkey.
Called Dance Monkey.
Yes.
Now, you can go and look for that on the internet, or you could go to Ringer Ollie's channel, and he has his 500 subscriber special, which he has him and a bunch of others ringing the bells to the tune of Dance Monkey. That's a thing. Go and check that out. But in the meantime, thanks to the lovely Julia for coming in. We've had a fantastic time noshing up. Thanks to the Ramaboo for these wonderful teapots,
Thank you
which
very
have
much.
performed miraculously. The cat's on the floor, so
He's gone.
expect the wires to be chewed up. But I will see you back on Monday. Until then, have a great weekend. And thank you again for watching. Till next time.
Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
Bye. Ready?
Yeah.